You're listening to an episode of Corrupted Corner. To listen to the full episodes, make sure you become a patron and support the show because YouTube's demonetizing everything we do. Because YouTube doesn't like free speech, I guess. I don't know. At least they don't want us to get paid for it. This is Corrupted Corner on youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. Hey. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Corrupted Corner, Episode 2. It's January 23rd, 2018. If you're listening on Patreon, you get the full episode. If you're listening on YouTube, then make sure to become a patron so you don't miss out on the rest of the show. And the first thing we want to talk about is this giant earthquake. This is crazy right now. We said this was going to happen. I've been telling you guys about this for years. And get ready for more of this to start happening throughout the rest of this year. 2018, I am telling you, will be some kind of record for earthquakes. I've been saying this for 2 years. This is a this is a massive earthquake. This is crazy. Not that it's good that it's happening. I hope I'm completely wrong and we never talk about earthquakes again, to be honest. But, dude, like 7.9 magnitude earthquake off the southern coast of Alaska Tuesday. It triggered fears of tsunami along state's coast and reaching the way south to the U.S. mainland's west coast. Like, this is crazy. People were being evacuated. Anybody who's like within 4 blocks or so of the Bay areas were evacuated. Now, I suppose this happened really early because the shots of this are like early morning. Tsunami warning, tsunami watch for down more southern California, Los Angeles area, I suppose. Tsunami warnings, though, came out above Portland in the Seattle area. Anchorage, Alaska, really like in the red there. This is crazy. Sirens warn residents to head for higher ground of the tsunami feared to hit the Kodiak area about 1:45 a.m., according to the police department. I don't know if this is a sound clip of sirens or, you know, what this is. Yeah, it is. Well, that's terrifying. So I hope everybody gets out. I don't know yet. I honestly don't even know yet if this thing is hit yet. Because it was like 1 in the morning when they started warning everybody. So I don't know when they expect this to hit. I'm trying to read it. They have not seen any increase in waves yet at 2 a.m. I don't know if they have now. I guess we're still waiting to find that out. I don't really know that. But that's the big news. I'm still waiting for something to happen over here in Boston, like on our side eventually. We have like a bunch of giant volcano underground or off the East Coast that I guess they stopped monitoring, that they were always worried about. That always kind of makes you a little bit worried. Although it does look like the Pacific Coast is a little bit more, obviously strenuous with earthquake activity right now. We've been lucky over here. I want to say that, like, at least in my mind, to my knowledge, one of the most safest places here, especially on the East Coast, would be Maine. I feel like Maine is like one of the best places to live as far as, violence, safety, natural disaster safety, everything. I feel like Maine is the best place to live. Because even in Massachusetts, we're getting some tornadoes now and stuff like that. And then, of course, we got the weather, but that's, Maine's got that too. But, here, if something happens too in Massachusetts, right, let's say there was like something crazy happened. Good luck. You really got to go Western Mass to find out, to start hunting or something. Like, say you, like I know it's crazy, but pretend like there was there was no more food for a while and there was some craziness going on. You're kind of in trouble. But if you're in Maine, especially the rural areas, but most parts of Maine, you're in Maine, you just go out back, you know what I mean? Depending on where you are in Maine, I guess. But most of the time, you can just go out back and look around and be like, look a deer, bam. And drag that thing home, you got deer meat. And you're all set to go for 6 months. Or however many months. I'm sure there's deer in Massachusetts too, but it's just like, there's so many people be looking for it, it'd be crazy. But if you were in Maine and something crazy happened, and it was the first week of it or second week of it, you could legitimately spend a whole week or 2 weeks hunting, drop a couple deer, drop a couple, like a moose or something, I don't know, and you're all set if you got the right freezer storage, I suppose. Right, and now you're already ahead of the curve because everybody else starts. Maybe other people start even flooding up to those areas to try to hunt and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm getting way too conspiracy crazy right now, but I don't know. I don't really know what I'm talking about, to be honest. But yeah, big tsunami. So hope everybody's safe. I'm trying to look it up right now on Twitter to see if there's like more activity that I'm not aware of. But I don't. Oh, there it is. I mean, I see Alaska is trending, so I suppose that. Oh yeah, the Koyak is too. It's 22 minutes ago. Tsunami alerts issued for the U.S. and Canadian West Coast have now been canceled, with the area around Kodiak, Alaska, downgraded to advisory. Oh my God! So here I am making this crazy video, and the sirens are going off everywhere. And this is breaking news. This was just tweeted out 22 minutes ago. Massive 7.9 magnitude. Wow. But how, man, I'm surprised. Thank God there's not a tsunami, though. I mean, the earthquake happened. 7.9 earthquake did happen near Alaska. But now they're saying that they're watching it, but it doesn't look like the earthquake has triggered a tsunami, which is good news. You know, they might have triggered a little, bit of a wave, but wow, that's really good. That's really good news. Or at least that area is downgraded. I mean, we don't know what else is up. Powerful quake off Alaska prompting tsunami warning. Setting thoughts and prayers. Update official tsunami for California coast for magnitude earthquake rocks Alaska. People flee around high ground. Yeah, I mean, so there's no signs yet of anything contacting or hitting or anything like that yet. So that's really good. That's pretty freaking good news. Well, guys, if you're listening on YouTube.com, I hope you guys click that like button down below, click the subscribe button, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this, where you can hear earthquakes happening and people running away and falling into ditches, and then being scared of everything. That's what, we're in for it over here in Boston at some point. Something crazy is going to happen. So yeah, subscribe to the channel, guys. If you guys want to listen to this full episode, make sure to become a Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. Obviously, YouTube demonetizing. The link is in the description box down below. But for the rest of you listening on Patreon, let's continue.
I'm in New Year's resolution to get motivated to work out.
Can you stop making sounds, please? There we go. NASA pulled this astronaut from a space station crew. Her brother blames racism. She's an African-American female astronaut. So, of course, it must be racism. Maybe it is. NASA astronaut Jeanette Epps, who was slated to become the first black crew member to live on board of the International Space Station, was unexpectedly pulled from her June flight. In a brief news release on Thursday, NASA announced that Serena Anand Chancellor, a fellow member of Epps' astronaut class who was scheduled to launch later in this year, would be bumped to take Epps' place. Epps had already started training for her role on the expedition, will return to Johnson Space Center in Houston, where she will be a candidate for future crews. NASA did not give an explanation of the crew change, but Epps' brother blamed racism against the space agency. Doesn't this happen all the time to all kinds of people? Like, legitimately, this happens all the time, doesn't it? To NASA, to people in NASA? Maybe not. I don't know. She could not comment on her brother's post or reason for the crew change, but clarified that neither she nor anyone in her family created the petition, because there's a petition out there now. Epps said that she did not have a medical condition or family problem that would have prevented her, and that her overseas training in Russia and Kazakhstan had been successful. NASA likewise declined to comment. Last-minute crew changes are not unusual at NASA. Apollo 13, it's yeah, you go back all the way back to Apollo 13. But I mean, like, yeah, that's a famous pull. Come on, man. This happens all the time in NASA. Racism, like, what is wrong with people? It's 2017. She's in NASA. She's a astronaut training. She's a black astronaut. They're not racist. That's why she's there. Oh my God, I love when the left side eats their own people, because like NASA is like so liberal, it's hilarious. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's usually people who are astronauts have a left wing view, have an open world view. These are people that like grew up watching Star Trek and shit, and they're engineers and wanted to go to space. They're like so not like that. But for somebody to claim racism on this is retarded. You are an idiot. I just think this is the dumbest. This is one of the dumbest claims I've heard to date. You know, there's a lot of claims you can make and a lot of things you can do, but this has got to be one of the dumbest. Like, legitimately, this is stupid. But whatever. I guess. I just don't think that this one is racist. I mean, I don't see any proof at all. It's just people crying. Like, what is wrong with this world? There is actually racism going on in places, and this just is one of those things that makes you not care about anything. Like, okay, great, okay, cry racism, okay. Well, I watched a police officer that I knew who was a white guy not get a job when he scored a 98 on a test because of the guy that was taking it against him was African American. So isn't that racism? I mean, what? NASA does this all the time to people, but nobody cares when it's other people. I bet you this has happened to black astronauts before too, and no one cared. But they care now because everyone's a Nancy. This whole country's a Nancy. God, our country sucks now. I remember when I was I just remember the late 90s and the 2000s. Everything was so much better. You know what I mean? Then you were fighting against stuff like this, and you felt okay about it. But now everybody's just triggered everywhere. Everyone's triggered, and it sucks. This place is awful to live in. Oh my God, is it terrible? Our kids are screwed. I think our kids are screwed. This is going to be a country and a world, especially, that is divided by accusation, terror, social media. It's gonna be about exposing everybody for the little things that may make them prejudiced or racist or anything, even if they're not. It's just gonna be a Me Too / like pointing fest going on over the years where people are just, oh man, like the worst parts are in the 1984 book, right? Tons of Vikings fans weren't happy the other day because of I guess the Philly fans were mean to them. But I've told you about this, man. The Philly fans are nasty, dude. They'll piss on you. I've been there. I've seen them piss on people. They will goddamn piss on you. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry for you. But these guys will pee on you. Like, straight up. Oh, that's too funny though. Well, look at this. The people talking about the fans pushing them and shoving them in the arena. They're in there, weren't they? Oh, they were in Philly. Yeah. So well, you went to Philly. I mean, you went to Philly. I mean, granted, you should be able to go to a away game and not be, completely fucking beat up. But come on, some of these things are just like, oh, they spit on us. Somebody threw a bottle at us. Somebody, it's like, I honestly, if I went to Philly and I went home, and I know this is sad, right? But if I went to Philadelphia Eagles game as a Vikings fan, and I came home and my only story was, an Eagles fan spit on me, I'd be like, damn, we're lucky. You know what I mean? I would have expected to be stabbed or killed, or like my wife raped or something. So like, if you got spit on, or you had a cup thrown at you, I would count that. That's a fucking win for the Eagles, for Philly, for going there in an opposing team's jersey. That is a win, bro. Your wife right now should have a coat hanger inside her in a closet somewhere. I mean, you are so lucky that it didn't get that bad. Where's the Mel Gibson rant? What did he say the other day? You're like a bitch in heat. We got to get that whole tape again, because that was hilarious. What a psycho. Here it is. Let me put this on.
That's provocative, okay? Because you provoked it. You are provocatively dressed all the time with your fake boobs. You feel you have to show off in tight outfits. And
you feel you have to show off. Like, man, Mel Gibson can really lay it in on somebody. With your fake boobs that you know that you had to show off. What's up, buddy? You copying me? You're almost 2 years old now. You know that? You got to start like forming sentences like Mel Gibson. Yeah, say Mel Gibson. Say Mel Gibson is a racist. There you go.
And tight pants and stuff. You see your pussy from behind.
Oh, my God. Don't say that word, though. Luckily, he can't hear this.
And that green thing today was enough. That's provocative.
And that green thing today was enough.
Okay? I'm telling you. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't like it. I don't want that woman. I don't want you. I don't... And stuff. I won't stand for that anymore.
I don't walk around. I don't walk.
To be that.
I don't walk around in tight clothes. I stay at home for most of the time.
You go out in public and it's a fucking embarrassment to me. You look like a fucking bitch on heat.
On heat. Oh, man. We gotta love Mel. Give it up for Mel. Give it up for Mel, everybody. Oh, my God. All right, well, actually, we're now saying goodbye. I guess I'm being told we're now saying goodbye to the YouTube audience. YouTube audience, what's up? The rest of this can be heard if you become a patron, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. The link is in the description box down below in the video. Please subscribe if you'd like here to the Corrupted podcast on YouTube, the Corrupted Entertainment, Corrupted Network, whatever we're calling it. And you're listening to Corrupted Corner right now. Listen to the rest of it by becoming a patron if you guys can support down below.